Blog Talk Radio.
Following ingredients include a look behind the scenes. Cook uncovered until hot. Add grooves to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. The 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio with your host, Angelo. The show for trans folks by trans folks, here to let your voice be heard. Well, hello and good evening and welcome to Transition Radio, live from the land of enchantment, Silver City, New Mexico. My name is Angelo, and I am your host. But before I start the broadcast, I want to take this time to thank my sponsors, thebreastformstore.com. They have everything you could imagine to enhance your feminizing needs, as well as Spunk Lube, which is an award-winning personal lubricant that's glycerin-free, non-staining, 100% sex toy safe with all materials, and it's fun to use. It's available in Spunk Lube Hybrid, Spunk Lube Pink, and Spunk Lube Pure Silicone, which is my favorite. Please visit their website at www.spunklube.com to check out their amazing line of products. And if you use the code TR, you will receive a 10% discount. Also, please check out Katie Leon, who is an incredible author with many books to choose from. You can go on the website, and every week I have a different banner. You can check out all her different books. And while you're at the website, click the donate button, please. No small amount is too small. And also check out the GoFundMe of the month. Well, I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas. For the first time in my life, I spent it alone. Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, I was invited. A couple of elderly ladies had a little get-together, and they invited me because they knew I'm here all alone, and I thought that was very sweet of them, and I enjoyed my time with them. We talked for hours, and it was amazing. This time of year is a very hard time for many individuals, especially individuals that are trans, and also anyone in the LGBT community. You don't even have to be part of the LGBT community to have a hard time this time of year. People have lost loved ones. This brings back memories, loneliness. It's hard in general. It's one of those bittersweet holidays that there's happiness if you've got kids around and opening up Christmas gifts and festive and food and eggnog and all that great stuff. But what if you're alone? It's hard to deal with. It's one of those rub-in-your-face type of holidays. It's important to know how to be able to rebuild your life and eliminate all these feelings of sadness, loneliness, depression during these time of years. So I'm going to give you some tidbits and things that you could think about, and hopefully this will help you make it through. I know it's helped me, and, it's one of those things. We're human, and we have ups and we have downs. One of the things you can do is get rid of objects that can trigger negative emotions or memories. You can recycle them so you don't feel like you have to throw things away. Give them to someone who is not emotionally tied to these objects and would benefit from them. The energy in items can trigger ill effects. A lot of people don't realize that material things do have energy. I remember back in the day when my ex-wife and I, Violet, decided to do a spiritual journey. We had garage sales, and we got rid of everything because we were only going to be able to take things that we could fit in the back of a truck. And we had a 2-bedroom apartment with furniture, all sorts of kitchen stuff, you name it, stuff that we held on for years and years and years. And as we are packing and getting rid of these things, you could feel this really different feeling within oneself. It was like free and liberating. People tend to just collect items and trinkets, and they have all the sentimental value, and before you know it, you're so bogged down. The message that I got during that time was travel light, and it felt so good to just get rid of stuff that I hadn't used in years. How many of us have a closet full of clothes that we never even wear? It just sits there gathering dust. Another thing you could do is you could take a piece of paper and write down all the trigger words or memories that bring you down. There are certain things that do this to us. So now you take them one by one and you burn them. It's almost like a ceremony of releasing these energies, these negative thoughts that certain words trigger in you. They release the emotional tie to it by just saying, I'm no longer affected by you, the word. It could be whatever word or memory in any way or form whatsoever. I free myself from you. Burn away. Rip away. Just get rid of these trigger that just create ill feelings inside of you. You'll always hear many say you need to love yourself, myself included. Many don't know how or think they do, but they really don't know how to love themselves. We put everybody else in front of us. We think of ourselves as less than. It's what we have been taught by the political system, by the school system, by religion, told that we're bad, we're sinners, we're not worthy. And this is so far from the truth. Healing is so important to get rid of all these baggages that we have come with from the time we are little. Every day, make it a point to do something nice for yourself, and yourself only. How many of you have actually really done something nice for yourself? And I'm not just talking about going to the store and buying something, because in the long run, that commercialism really is not the way to solve a problem. A lot of people are shopaholics. They feel, I deserve this, I'm going to buy this, and it's going to make me feel good. In fact, the other day I watched this film. This one particular woman who was an attorney, worked long hours, was not happy, had no one in her life, and all she did was just buy things. She had a closet full of shoes that she would never wear. I mean, I'm talking about hundreds of pairs of shoes. That's crazy. But a lot of people do that. Some people do that with material things. Some people do that with food. Some people do that with alcohol or cigarettes. They try to numb themselves, thinking that things outside of themselves are going to make them happy. You could also spend some time alone, romancing yourself. Get your mind out of the gutter, okay? I'm not talking about that kind of romancing. Go into nature. Talk to Mother Earth's creation. Be one with them. Give yourself permission to be free, to be one with her. Feel her love. How many of you have hugged a tree? How many of you have actually taken your hand and just grabbed some dirt and feel that energy, that love that Mother Earth has for us? We forget to do things of that nature. We forget that we come from nature. We've become this robotic, synthetic machine. You sit outside, and I know it's kind of hard now with this weather. I can't wait till winter goes away because it's driving me nuts. But I love to sit outside and listen to the birds. Look at the trees sway with the wind. There are so many beautiful sounds that come from nature. And we're so used to just listening to the radio or watching TV that we forget that there are so many wonderful sounds out there. Breathe in the air. Let your lungs heal. Many of us spend all day long, 8 hours to 9 hours, inside a sick building with artificial air and artificial lights. And we don't ever get the true essence of what is out there that we are so much part of, but we forget that we are. Breathing, relaxing. We're so taught to rush, get up with that alarm clock in the morning, head in your car, fight traffic, get to work, deadlines, your boss yelling at you, people that you don't get along with, opening up bills. I mean, this is the kind of life that we humans have been taught to deal with, and it's so not natural. We think it is because that's all we know. And we wonder why we're on Prozac and anxiety medication, one medication after the other, because we are leading very abnormal lives. Another thing you do is every time you have a negative thought about yourself, one of the things I learned is to say negate, and replace it with something positive. And you look in the mirror and say, God, my face is full of zits. So negate, my skin is beautiful. Every cell in your body listens to the words that you say and respond to it. If you say you're ugly or you're fat, then that is what's going to happen to you. You will turn into an ugly, fat person. And that's how people will see you, because you're emitting that kind of energy. But if you look in the mirror and find that gleam in your eye and find something positive to say about yourself, and you do this on a daily basis, I bet you your life will change. So let's say you look in the mirror and say, I'm too old. Replace that with, I'm like wine. I get better with age. My wisdom surpasses my beauty. Beauty is not everything, folks. Beauty leaves. As we age, we change. And I know many of us will probably have a hard time aging gracefully, because we, as a society, have been taught that the only thing we're worth is how we look, how we dress, the kind of money we have in our bank account, the kind of car we drive. And we equate our self-worth with all these things. And there is so much more to life than that. Back in the day when we lived in native times, when we didn't have bank accounts, when we didn't have televisions to worry about how to keep up with the Joneses, we enjoyed the simple things in life, and there is so much simple things in life to enjoy. There is so much out there beyond the materialistic realm. And the sad thing is, or the good thing is, whichever way you want to look at it, is that the pendulum is shifting to the point where everyone is losing things. People have lost their houses, their jobs. I, for one, have had to learn to deal with a lot of changes in my life. I mean, being used to making $45 an hour, unemployed for the past year, and unable to find work. Been living off my savings, which savings do not last forever. Try not to panic. I try to be in the now and try to have faith in something higher than me that is doing what he or she is doing for a reason. And this is my life now. And this is how it is. Because what do I do by getting all upset? Tell me, what do we do by getting all upset with the changes and the challenges in life? Our thoughts can break us, or our thoughts can make us. If we allow these voices in our head to take over, it makes us feel worse than we already feel, then the situation does become worse, I truly believe. You could try to release bottled up emotion. Go to a secluded place where you can yell as loud as you want or throw things without hurting anyone or anything. For every hurt you have ever felt, yell, "Damn you! I no longer live with this pain." Take a rock or any object nearby and throw it as hard as you can. It's kind of like a pillow fight. You notice when you're kids and you have a bunch of friends and you just whack each other with a pillow, after you do that for a few minutes or so, you feel so much better. You're releasing all this negative energy, all this pent-up anger and fear. This is great therapy, folks. We've been taught to kind of shove all these emotions inside, taught not to say anything, deal with it, be a man, whatever words of wisdom people are always trying to give us. Deal with it. It's what it is. You're not allowed to feel. And you pent up this emotion year after year, and you wonder why there's so much suicides, why there's so much addictions to drug, alcohol, and all sorts of substances out there. We need to learn to accept who we are. Don't ever apologize for your choice or who you are. Don't let anyone make you feel less than. We need to disempower the bullies of the world. And there are so many bullies of the world. Many, many bullies. And this doesn't just stem when we're young, in school. The biggest bullies are adults. Authoritative figures that think they know best for us, and they try to tell us how to lead our lives. Don't let anyone tell you you're less than. You are worthy. You are perfect just the way you are, and you are where you need to be. Being around negative people brings on their problems into your life. Realize that. Eliminate all the naysayers. You heard that saying, misery loves company? And people will always have their 2 cents to say about something. It's what they do. You know, they don't have any control over their life, so they're going to try to tell you how to run yours. And usually if you listen to them, you wish you hadn't. Accept where you are in life. Don't beat yourself up for not being where you think you should be. Where should you be? You are where you need to be. Embrace change and trust. Trust in the universe. I can't say that enough. And I know that I'm guilty of that as well. There are times where I get all freaked out. Oh, my God, what have I done with my life? Or am I? Where am I going? Why am I doing this? What did I do? That doesn't make anything any better. It only makes us get an anxiety attack. It only makes us feel worse about ourselves, and then we start bringing ourselves down. And then there goes that negative emotion all over again, which brings on more negativity into our lives, and it becomes a vicious cycle. Please accept where you are in life and know that you are where you need to be. There is something higher guiding your life. And sometimes all we think is just a reckless train. There is a reason behind everything that happens. Another thing that most people do not realize, they are living beyond their means, and then they wonder why they have all these bills and bill collectors calling them all the time, because you bite more than you can chew. And this is not always your fault, because we've been taught consume. From the time we're little and we're watching cartoons and commercials and the little cereal box that has a toy in it, and oh, I want this and I want that, and you too can drive this car for just X amount a month. And go to college and get an education, but it comes with a price. And usually you have to have this hefty student loan that you're paying for a long, long time. And why don't you buy that house, the dream home? It is the American dream after all. But they never tell you that you're paying for that house 10 times what it's worth. By the time you're done with all the interest, all the taxes and all the things that accumulate when buying that house, it's worthless. And let's not forget that you get sick and old and that house is taken away from you so they could put you in a nursing home. Trust me, I know. I've worked in those environments, assisted living facilities, nursing home. Not a pretty picture. You work hard all your life to end up there. And all that you work for, gone. Or you don't even get to enjoy retirement because you've worked hard so much all your life that by the time you retire, you're sick and dying. But that's all right. The pharmaceutical companies has got something for you, especially for you. Try this, but make sure that you ask your doctor because the side effects are worse than the disease. So we are just as responsible for tunnel vision in our plight for justice, peace, and acceptance. It appears that gay marriage has been the major battle as of late, and we don't even realize that it is all a detour based on the political agenda of hand. Politics always has its dirty hands behind everything. You know, this whole gay marriage has become the gay plight. You know, it's like, yeah, you want to be like everybody else. You want to have the ability to marry so that you, too, can pay into the system. Created at Harvard in the making is a photo project that reveals the remaining work in the LGBTQ movement. Yes, and this is the main topic of today's show. And if you are listening to the show and seeing the actual slides, you'll see different individuals holding up a sign with different quotes. There is more beyond gay marriage. That is just a little detour. That's just what they do in politics. It's like trickery. Oh, look over there, the bunny rabbit flying over the head there. Yeah. So that you really don't realize that there are so many much bigger problems for us to deal with. The famous line, therapy can fix how I love. We still have these reparative therapy taking place where they think We could pray the demon out of you. Another one of the signs that one of the girls is holding as we flash on this little thing that Blog Talk Radio has. I love her. There is no right guy. How many times did you hear that? I know I heard that when I was growing up and I identify as a lesbian. You just haven't found the right guy. Like the right guy is just going to heal you and you no longer are going to be attracted to females. How many times have we heard, no girl is too pretty to be a lesbian? Well, you're too beautiful to be a lesbian. You couldn't be a lesbian. Why? Is there a criteria on how you're supposed to look? And I heard that often myself during the time. No student should feel unsafe. While we're worrying about gay marriage, you know how many kids are bullied, beaten up because how they act. Oh, they act too feminine. Or if you're a girl, oh, you act too masculine. Quotes is sexuality is more than sexual intimacy. People are so wrong in how they see things. Gay men come in all shapes and sizes. Small towns, narrow minds is another one of the signs that the project demonstrates. Gay doesn't equal promiscuous. How many times do they feel that gay men are all promiscuous? Oh, they started AIDS because they sleep around. Well, there's a lot of heterosexuals that sleep around. We can't put everybody in a box. And that's what society loves to do. Society just enjoys putting people in boxes. My sexuality is not yours to decide. And that is so true. They want to tell us who to love, how to identify. What do you mean you're this? No, you can't be this. You have to be that. God will punish you if you're not this certain way. Newsflash. God loves us all, and God created us in His image. Please visit their project website at inthemakingproject.com, and I have the link right here on Blog Talk, and I will also put it on YouTube when I upload this broadcast to YouTube. Peruse the remaining pictures there because I did not put them all, but very interesting messages. Education, I truly believe, is ignorance. Many will disagree with me, but it is part of the programming. Did you know, and this is something a lot of us really do not know, the mass education was designed to turn independent farmers into docile, passive tools of production. That was its primary purpose. And don't think people didn't know it either. They knew it, and they fought it. There was a lot of resistance to mass education for exactly that reason. Emerson once said something about how we're educating them to keep them from our throats. If you don't educate them, what we call education, in quotes, unquote, they're going to take control. They, quote unquote, being what Alexander Hamilton called the great beast, namely the people. The anti-democratic thrust of opinion in what are called democratic societies is really ferocious, and for good reason, because the freer the society gets, the more dangerous the great beast becomes, and the more you have to be careful to cage it somehow. Sam Bowles and Irv Titus, two economists, in their work on the American educational system some years back, pointed out that the educational system is divided into fragments. The part that's directed towards working people and the general population is indeed designed to impose obedience. Where do you think they created the institutions? But the education for elites can't quite do that. It has to allow creativity and independence. Otherwise, they won't be able to do their job of making money. There's a lot of things that we believe as fact and truth because of the way we've been programmed. But the system has been created exactly as it has turned out. And we're seeing a lot of the effects. And we're seeing this country wither away. The United States of America is no longer what it used to be. But who can make those changes? Who can bring on changes? We the people, are the only ones. By letting go of the materialistic goods that we have been taught to put before human life, before love. Materialistic goods have made us into monsters. And it's nice to have nice things, but when nice things become the focus of your life, that's when the problem rises. Anyway, guys, this Thursday there is no show. I hope you have an amazing New Year's Eve party. And I hope your New Year's is going to be full of love, health. Two of the most important things, love and health. And we could have abundance, but abundance comes in so many different ways. Abundance of friends, abundance of being near nature and just being able to enjoy all the goods that Mother Earth has. For the following Thursday, which is January 8th, I have an amazing powerhouse musician, creator, and entrepreneur. Her name is Janice Adonai. She also goes by Jenny on Facebook. So please remember to tune in January 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I will resume the Transition Radio TV show. And now I will end the show with one of my originals that I wrote years back, very acoustic, called Stranger. Guys, enjoy your New Year's Eve. Love you, but remember to always love yourselves too. Good night.
Look at the sky, can you see all the colors? Look at my eyes, can you see through my soul? Today is just another day. Tomorrow is a day away. And yesterday is but a memory away. Stranger to this land, pilgrims with dreams to conquer land. Don't forget where you came from. Open your heart to all that is. Gather yourselves and your intentions, and know that you're one with all that is. Color my rainbow, give me a light. Sweep all the dust, celebrate life. There's no way of lying to yourself. Pick up the pieces and gather them well. There's only one moment, there is nothing else. Stranger to this land, pilgrims with dreams to conquer land. Don't forget where you came from. Open your hearts to all that is. Gather yourself and your intentions, and know that you're you're one with all that is. I remember a long time ago, another place, another world. We lived as one, and it was understood. Love we felt, oh, it felt so good. Bring it back again to stay. Gather the leaves for the winter's day. Stranger to this land, pilgrims with dreams to conquer land. Don't forget where you came from. Open your hearts to all that is. Gather yourselves and your intentions, and know that you're one with all that is.